warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Septi Andriani. I am from the 6th semester of English Education Study Program, State Islamic University Fatmawati Soekarno Bengkulu. In here, I will be explain a little about contrastive analysis. Okay, contrastive analysis is an activity to compare two language to find similarities and differences, so that the exchange of meaning can be handled accurately. For example, the words in, on, at have the same function as locative marks, but each of these words has a different use in sentence. Contrastive analysis became more and more popular after Lado 1959 word linguistic and cross-culture appeared, which elaborate on ways to contrast two language. According to Charles Price 1945 and Robert Lado 1957, the mistakes made are caused by the difference between the first language and the second language, while the ease of learning is caused by the similarities between elements B1 and B2. And the next is about different version of contrastive analysis. Contrastive analysis has been a while of controversy as its proponents have not shared the same view with regard to the maintenance of this discipline. Three different versions of contrastive analysis hypothesis have been discussed in the literature. Namely, the first one is the strong version. The strong version of contrastive analysis hypothesis focuses on the notion of interference coming from the first language as the principal barriers to second language learning. The strong version made some rather strong claim with respect to predicting the difficulties and error of second language learners. And the next is the weak version. The weak version is a model with diagnostic and explanatory as opposed to the predictive claim of the strong version. And the last is moderate version. The moderate version has more than the explanatory power the previous version because it was centered on the nature of human learning and not just about the contrast between the two languages. And the next is the step of contrastive analysis. The step of contrastive analysis according to Lado 1959 are: the first is place the best structural description of the language in question. This description includes the level of phonology, morphology, syntax, and semantic. This description includes forms, meaning, and distribution. Second, summarize in one unified overview all structure. And the last step is compare the two language structure by structure and pattern by pattern. By comparing each structure and pattern in the two language system, we can find problem in language learning. So, why do we understand that contrastive analysis is useful in learning and teaching English? As I explained earlier, because contrastive analysis is a language research method that is used to find and analyze the elements of difference between the first language B1 and the target language B2, which often makes second language learners have difficulty understanding the structure of the language. By finding the elements of difference between the first language and the second language teacher can predict the error that will arise when the language learners produce a second language. This will make it easier for you to learn or teach English as a second language. That's all, and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.